Hey guys, so welcome to the lower body finisher. All of our finisher packages are just little bolt-ons that you can add onto your workout. They shouldn't take any more than sort of 5 minutes. They're a really good way of just finishing off the workout. So we're going to be focusing on the legs today, so lower body. We're going to be hitting mainly the glutes and hamstrings. We've got a little bit of quads in there as well. This is mainly focused on those sort of glutes and hamstrings. Really nice little additional burnout for the end. Okay, so we'll need to get started with a hip thrust. Starting position with this one. Drive the shoulder blades into the ground, hands flat. We want to have a slight elevation of the chest, not too much so the lower back is arched, but just a little bit. And all we're doing here is driving the hips up towards the ceiling. So we want to bring these heels back, not so the right touch the bum, there's a little bit of a gap between. Hands planted, and we're just going to drive those hips up towards the ceiling. Big squeeze on the glutes on every rep. The goal here is you're trying to get a straight line through your knee, your hip, and your shoulder. All right? If you want to progress this one, it's nice and simple. We just go into a single leg, bringing that single leg back, same starting position, you just give me in one leg. Same thought, again, with those hands, chest elevated, shoulder blades pinched, and now we're just going to drive up into a straight line. Once again, looking at that straight line to the whole body. If you can't quite get there, sometimes it means you're a little bit tight in these hips or just a little bit weak in the glutes. So that's our first exercise. Next up, we're going to go into a lunge variation, okay? So with this one, what we're going to do is just want to complete alternating reverse lunges, okay? So it hits a little bit of quads, but mainly sort of glutes on this one. So with your lunge, you want to think about starting off, hands together, holding it together like this, and then starting off with the feet about hip width apart is a good place to start. You don't want to be right close together, also you don't want to be too wide as you're stepping back, all right? All we're going to do from here is we're going to step back with one leg. Think about taking a nice big confident step back. What you don't want to do is a little short step, because you get to here and it all gets a little bit unbalanced, all right? So nice big confident step back, chest up tall, we're not leaning forward on these ones. Dropping into that bottom position, and then to get back up to that starting position, I'm driving to the heel on this front foot, all right? I'm not coming up on the toe, through the heel, up into there. That should fire up that glute nicely. I'm gonna go straight onto the other leg now. Straight back onto that other leg, and then back up to the top. And just keep alternating. Try and get your balance on each rep. Driving to that heel, every single one, all right? If we want a little bit of an advancement on from that one, all we can do is we can turn it into a jumping lunge, okay? So all we're going to do with this one is start off in that lunge position for these. So start off in here, and now I'm going to jump out of it, straight onto the other side. Okay, so big drive, jump up, through to the other side. And just keep driving off, exactly the same form. I'm not getting length forward, I'm keeping everything nice and upright, driving the heels on every rep. All right? Next up, we've got our squat variation. Okay, so with this one, what I want you to do is just a tempo squat. That's going to be our beginner one. It's going to really burn the legs out. So chest up tall, and then we're going to just drive back, sitting back into that squat position. Think about breaking the hips first, don't let those knees shoot forward. Get as deep as you feel comfortable in that squat, and then come back up, all right? With our tempo squat, we're gonna slow down the tempo. So on the way down, give it about 2-3 second count. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, back up. That extra time is just gonna give us more tension, more burn in the legs, all right? If you want to progress that one a little bit onto our sort of more advanced stage, what you can do is that tempo squat with a pulse, or what you sometimes get called a 1 1/2 squat, okay? So exactly the same thing, 3 second tempo, 1, 2, 3. Hit the bottom position, you're not going to worry about counting on this little pulse. Come back out, half rep, back down, and then 1, 2, 3 on the way back up. You then drop back into a full rep, okay? So for our last exercise, that one's mainly, sorry guys, that's mainly focused on the quads and the glutes. For our last exercise, we're going to be really hitting the hamstrings. It's a brilliant exercise for building up hamstrings. And for this one, I need a beautiful assistant, so I've not got one, I've got Chris, but he's going to help out. Alright guys, so for this one, what you need to do now, worth mentioning, if you haven't got a beautiful Chris on hand, what you could do is you could loop your feet in the back of a sofa, just give it a test out first. You don't want it all to go wrong, okay? So Chris is just going to hold onto my ankles, plant them down as hard as I can, and all we're going to do from here is this top position, you're going to think about falling forwards, okay? But what you want to do is not just fall and go straight into it, you want to just take it nice and steady, resist the force of your body pulling you forward, and then you're going to drop, catch yourself, push back up, and then squeeze the hamstrings to the top. So the key on this exercise is really that top portion, resisting, 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 and then catching, right back up the top, and squeezing the hamstrings, okay? That exercise is probably one of the hardest hamstring exercises you can do. So it may look easy, but it's really not. So give that one a try. The key point is just that really nice slow tempo on the way down the bottom, okay? And with these finishers, guys, what I want you to do is, ideally, I want you to push yourself to failure on each one. Now, with some of these exercises, that might be a little bit tricky, like your squats, you might not find yourself getting to failure very easy on that one. So what I recommend is just doing sort of 30, 40 seconds. Now, with these finishers, what you can do is they're just a bolt-on to your program at the end. So I'd recommend doing at least sort of 1 round of all 3 exercises. And I don't want you to rest at all in between each exercise at all. I just want you to run through them as one continuous loop. If you feel like you get to the end of that and it's pretty manageable, you could work it up to anything of 3 rounds total of those ones. Try not to rest in between, just try and keep the burn going. And what you'll probably find, if you use that kind of failure rule, what you'll find is that, you know, first round, it might take quite a while to reach failure. Second round, you're really burning out quite quick. And you might even manage third round. If you do, it will be pretty short-lived. All right, guys, so give these finishes a try. They're really good extra add-on to your workouts, and let us know how you go on.